filed a joint response. Now think about that. Obama has a premise, he wants to be president. And the Democratic National Committee obviously would like him to be president, but they have a higher duty. They have a duty to all Democrats and actually all citizens in the country to say, we're putting forth a candidate who is qualified to be president. If Howard Dean and the rest of the Democratic National Committee didn't know anything about this, they weren't officially served until September 4th, but on August 22nd, before the Democratic National Convention convened, copies were faxed to the Democratic National Committee, and they were faxed to Obama. Howard Dean at that point should have, in my opinion, said what? Should have called Obama on the phone. Howard Dean should have called Obama on the phone and said, what's with this? Are you natural born? If so, show me your records. If you're not, we're not going to nominate you at the Democratic National Convention. So what happens? Nothing happens. They file this joint motion. I really think there's collusion then between Howard Dean and Obama, and Howard Dean should resign as head of the Democratic National Committee, unless I'm wrong. Now, for the 8 weeks I've been involved in this, for the lawsuit, I've been involved in 10 weeks total, I've said, prove me wrong. Come up with a certified copy from the source, because I wouldn't believe it if it came just from their campaign. Get a certified copy of your vault copy, that's the original, of your birth certificate from Hawaii, and present it to the court. Also present the certificate of citizenship, because it's going to say naturalized. But show me one that says natural born. And I'll walk away. I'll withdraw the case and go away. But 86 million hits on my website says people are concerned.
Yes,
People are concerned that we're getting ripped off by people looking out for their own interests. And we've had enough trouble with the financial dilemma that we're in now. Can you imagine what will happen with the world looking at us? Because world leaders tell me, through sources, they know he's born in Kenya. And they know if he gets elected and takes office, and we have time to stop him right now, hopefully before the election, if not through the Electoral College, I'm going to keep going, and if not, up to the time he's sworn in. Because once he's sworn in, you'll have a Democratic Congress, and are they going to impeach him? No. And which is ridiculous, because you should have to think more than party on this. You have to think what's good for the Constitution.
Right.
Just for your background, I'm a former Deputy Attorney General of Pennsylvania. Democrat, I was a committee person for 31 years, chairman of the Democratic Party in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, member of Democratic State Committee for 8 years. I ran on the Democratic ticket in primaries for governor and United States Senate. So I'm a Democrat. I've been a campaign manager at all levels. I got to give one plug. This is my 26th year. I'm still in fire police of the Barron Hill Volunteer Fire Company. The last call I was out on was 2 days ago, because we have to have public service. But this I'm doing for the main reason that our Constitution must be followed. And there's one other little glitch in his life. At the age 20, he went to Pakistan with 2 friends. He went on an Indonesia passport. Now, how did he get that? Did he have a U.S. passport and then went to get it in Indonesia? Because people in the United States were restricted in 1981 to go to Pakistan. Therefore, if he had a U.S. passport and went to get the Indonesia passport, he was then doing an overt act against our country, which also could cause him to lose his citizenship. So he loses on ground 1 or ground 2 or ground 3. And the position they keep saying is, here's my birth certificate, which is not, it's a certification of live birth. So I think some explanation. To say I don't have standing, I think is absurd. That means no one has standing. We're giving a special application to Justice Souter because he's the one for the Third Circuit. And we're asking him to have an injunction to hold off the election. Now, I know that's a major move, but if not, the court can have a hearing in the next few days. And it's very simple. They should say to Obama, produce these documents, certified copies of them, and then either you're natural born or you're not. And if you're not, your name's off the ballot and go wherever you go. And I think in the long run, the truth's going to come out that I'm right, and hopefully the right criminal authorities will look at people like Howard Dean and the officials of the Democratic National Committee and Barack Obama and Michelle Obama and the top campaign staff people who know about this fraud they're attempting to pull in the country, in my opinion. And if I am correct on that, these people should be indicted and tried because it's criminal what they're doing, and it's a disgrace. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, one question. Do you have any recordings or proof of the paternal grandmother saying that about Obama, that he was born in Kenya?
I do have a recording. There's a little problem with it. The person's wanted to make sure that they didn't do anything wrong in getting the recording. So we're going through some steps. Actually, in the document we're filing in the court today, not in this, there's a separate document, we have the transcript of the conversation.
Will you be able to put that on your website? Will you be putting it on ObamaCrimes.com, the actual audio tape?
We're working on it. We're just making sure that no one's in trouble for... There are certain things when you record someone. The person recording and the other person on the other end had permission. There's just a question in there. But I've heard the tape. I've seen the translation. It's someone in English asking the question, and then the interpreter over in Kenya turning around and asking the question in Swahili, and then the translation coming back. But the translation, it's unequivocal. She states, I was there in the hospital when he was born. I mean, there's no question about that. Now, you don't see the grandmother he just visited coming out with any statement how she was, born in the hospital, or she was there in the hospital in Hawaii. No one's saying that. They're just producing this one document. So we're trying to be able to release that. Yes?
Is there a certificate of live birth from the Kenyan hospital where he was supposedly born?
We've been trying very hard to get records. Actually, what we did also, we subpoenaed the records from the 2 hospitals in Honolulu. And both of them came back with a federal court subpoena. We have to go through further steps. They came back, guess what they said? We need Barack Obama's signature. Now, isn't that a disgrace? Yeah, he's going to give me a signature. Because what we want